Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's February 16th, 2023. I just finished some bacon and eggs. I also installed, let's see, what's the name of that video editor? I've installed it in the past. Vividia, V-I-A-A-D. Oh, never mind, I can't. Anyway, just install. Oh, here it is here. Vivaldi. And I like the installation of it so far. I'm going very slow, trying to make sure that I don't mess it up by, my previous video I think I talked about. How it seemed like all my browsers were just going crazy. They just want to send everything to you. They want you to, I wonder if there's a good side of my face. I don't think there is. No, I don't think that's definitely not a good side. That's not a good side. There just isn't a good side of my face. Oh, what do you do when that happens? Maybe go to a view with a little more light. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. And then there was some reason we make fun of, people make fun of women, they're buying, people are, make fun of women, for buying shoes. I got a bunch of monitors. I got a bunch of a bunch of computers, I guess. My somebody mentioned it too. No, it was something. Yeah, no, somebody mentioned it. My laptop that is also converts. It's a laptop that converts to just a tablet. And when I've been laying in my bed, I plugged it in where that white chair is. I had it, laying there charging up for a couple of days. Well, it wasn't, I don't know why it won't come on. I'm not sure what that's about. I just don't have I can't physically right now just get into it. Right now, too, well, the rent is going to be due here in, I don't know, 10 days or so. We signed a new lease. And of course, it went up and everything. I don't think I'm going to have money to be buying some of the stuff that I want to buy, and that's a problem. If you're one of those people, please talk. I know you exist, and I know you're right. Yeah. Um, yeah, I know you're right, and I'm one of those people that I get, can I blame my parents or something, that impulsively, my the technique with me is um, I'll see something, I think, oh, that'd be nice, and then I'll, be, like a normal person. Well, I don't really need it, or I already have a closet full of monitors. Say it's a monitor, but then as time goes on, I just think, well, if I had whatever the product is, I could be more productive. I could do a job faster, and before long, I've convinced myself, well, I just have to have that item. Then I buy it, and so you've heard me talking in the last few videos or whatever that I need a new cell phone. And I've had several. You've seen me. You've seen the reviews of them. Well, I don't really do reviews usually, like real reviews. And my excuse now is, this is a Pixel 4, cell phone. What is it? 4A has this, Google. I would like that. That's not a need, but I would like, a bigger. This is, not 6. It's below 6. It's smaller than 6 inches. But now I've talked myself into, well, and especially now that I'm in a little worse, I'm hoping I'm going to get back to normal. Although I've lost, I think, about 60 pounds in a fairly short period of time. I'm down to 204, I think it is. And I think I was up to 260 or something. I've got that information written down of it, but so I've convinced myself that that I need a cell phone that out in the sun that I can see the screen. And I mean, I've got but anyway, I think I'm just going to have to stick with this cell phone. Also, the computers that I bought, and I think I mentioned the other day how many I gave, just a few of computers that I've given away, and other stuff I've given away. I don't know how much stuff. Of course, a tremendous amount of that stuff was stuff that I was, sent to review and stuff for Amazon in the past. But so I think I'm just going to have to stick with the cell phone that I've got. And I think I really could use, that tablet that I've been talking about. And it's not that expensive. Well, it's expensive for me. But what I've been thinking, well, I've been spending a lot of time laying in bed. Kind of a pain. Laying there and can't sleep, but knowing that I need time laying down in order to be able to walk. Oh, by the way, yeah, it wasn't long ago. Now, I don't know how much you heard about. I can show you. Hang on a second. I'll be right back. Bending over, hoping I don't crash, to pick up shoes, if you want to call them shoes. Man, I got to get in bed here before long. Okay. My feet have been so swollen in the past, I guess you really can't tell. Yes, they are different sizes. I talked about that. Not giving a very good view of them. I don't want to get up and turn on the big overhead light, but these things are massive. Like clown shoes or something or other. But I couldn't get my feet into regular shoes. So I had to buy those. And anyway, my feet now, I still don't want to show them to you because they look gross. So I'm not sure if, I mean, I don't think my feet now would come flying out of them. And that also would make me, they're extra big, and they'd make me fall for sure. Well, I was trying to catch a thing that just popped up, and that's interesting. Vitidia pop up, a couple pop-ups. They pop up, but if I try to switch over to show them that they popped up, they don't show then. But if I'm sitting over here and one of them pops up, well, then it would show. So I'm trying to get a few things off the floor right behind this white chair. Then I can, and that white chair is at the head of my bed, and then I can push it up against the wall to be sort of out of my way. So I just want to get, I'm not asking to get in athletic. I am not wanting to run the marathon. I'd just be happy to be able to walk to the mailbox and back, which I was able to do until whatever this current thing is hit me, and I had to go to the hospital for the emergency room by ambulance. I'm 81, and I was all my life, hearing hearing went when I was in the first grade, but no, I was healthy. I was able to. I worked. I worked, building railroad cars. I worked midnight shift for years. Even when I was a welder building gigantic trucks, I started out on the midnight shift. They finally did away with the midnight shift, and I went to the second shift. By the way, you can fall asleep welding, because I did it. You can't fall asleep welding very long, but I did it. I need to get in bed here pretty quick. Anyway, these editors have been driving me, the browsers. And it looks like, I just installed this one. I've used it in the past over a year, off and on. I've used all this. I've used a lot of stuff off and on. I haven't taken my morning meds. This is for yesterday, the 15th. Today's the 16th. And it's almost noon, but when I finish this video, I think I'm going to try to upload it. But that takes a little bit of time. I may just finish it and then come back and upload it. Anyway, purchasing stuff. Well, new keyboard. I don't have that many keyboards now. But in the past, I've had, several keyboards. But I do not need a keyboard. Oh, that's what I was going to say. You know what? Unless I already said it. Is my mind totally going? The desktop, not Sony. Dell. The refurbished Dell that I bought that came in, refurbished, that I told you about. I showed you video of it. Looked brand new, not a scratch. It looked, refurbished. I thought, wow. I think it was about $150. I think I'd really like to have that. I think it may be something to do with, that's what I had for years, desktop computers. And even seeing that thing made me, sort of remembering the old days, or whatever. It had some of the connectors on the back that used the, a cable for the mouse thing and a cable for the other, and that type of stuff. And everything. I think that's, so at some point, I'll talk myself into that'll be something that I need. I'll work myself, believe me, I can talk myself into it. It'll be something that I need because I can lean on it as I walk or something. I'll come up with something more original than that. Yeah, when I was looking at those in the past, several of you, I put out, hey, what should I get? Which one of those? That type of stuff. And several people came in and said, Jim, here's the reason, And they were right. Of course, I'm through no fault of theirs. I plugged the stuff into it when I got it, and booted it up and everything, and then started installing the software. The software was already installed. I just started bringing in my data, to my browser, doing that kind of stuff. And as soon as I was still in the process of doing that. For some reason, the SSD drive, which is what it boots up from and everything, it died on me. Now, it came up with a, 1-800 number to call. It came in with all kinds of, sites you can go to, everything. I just did not want to go through. I was not in the shape I'm in now. And I was just in sort of old age and kind of, I don't want to do this, again. I just wanted to load that, have the thing start up and work for me. So, looking at my email thing, hospital to home. Welcome to hospital to home for Texans. Amazon Alexa team. New comment on, I think that is a new one, or maybe I already answered it or whatever. New comment on Howard's notebook. Yeah. That's a comment saying, very great video, keep up the good work. So that's the latest, and I've seen them. So, I think I'll probably have to save for the even if it's just 150 or 200 for a new, or not for a refurbished Dell computer. I don't know. Little things are popping up too. From the hospital, I had to take an Uber home. I don't know how much it cost because I haven't. Well, I looked at my bank account and a very small amount was taken out, so they didn't charge very much, and I tipped $5. And the hospital, the insurance, my health insurance, of course, pays really well, through Medicare. But the hospital had, when they came in, when they did all this stuff, they just keep coming in, and then somebody came in, you're being trained, so there was another person with them from like the business office, and they ask all these questions. And then one question is, there is not a question, I forget whether it was 70 or 90 or whatever. Okay, for you just coming into the hospital, to the emergency room here or whatever, there's let's say $70. There's a $70 charge. How do you want to pay that? And I said, well, just go ahead and bill me. But, so, I don't know if they've had that in the past. I can't remember, But, what's it going to be the next time? And two, as I was leaving, all I had was I didn't have anything, I was naked when wait a minute, no. No, I guess I had undershorts on only when the ambulance took me. Then when I got, all I had was my cell phone and underpants, and they gave me a gown. No, actually, it was I must have had a t-shirt or something like this. I must have. And so they gave me some of those paper pants or whatever, that scrub pants or something that I could put on. And then then I walked over to the ER waiting room, because that's where Uber came, and two, that's another thing, and I'd known that, and I'd actually started it, but I didn't really start it. I need to have a gold bag, not gold bag, but a gold bag that I put stuff, that I have stuff in there, so I can take that with me. So then when I get dismissed or whatever, I'd have pants to put on, and a shirt, and shoes, and I guess I don't have any shoes right now, and stuff, and I've given a bunch of bags away, by the way, that, inexpensive ones that I got for free or something. There's even some products that came in, bags. I've given those. Well, had trouble giving away. I've thrown them away. Some of them. But Windows Light. Everything you need to know. One bag, which is nice. It's the nicest bag I've ever had. When I went to Washington, D.C., I had a nice bag. It wasn't anything special. They were expensive. But when I flew into Washington, D.C., one of the people in the seat behind me or whatever, I got my bag down. And he said, "Are you a professional photographer?" And I think it was a bag, but it wasn't perfect, and I said, "No, just Just a regular bag that I bought. But Hillary, when she was my daughter, when she was going to the casinos, and I went with her a few times, she's not going to be going anymore because the virus. She realizes now how easy it would be to catch one there, and I definitely realize how the game. If you haven't been in a while, if you haven't been in years or whatever, now they don't just pull the handle or push the buttons. They touch the machine. They run their hand over the machine. All this kind of stuff. But anyway, when Hillary won one time, and she won, of course, you win, you lose. But there's times you have a jackpot or something. My son, the first time I took him, my son James, he went on his birthday. I took him on his birthday. He had to be 21 to get in. And he won, I forget what it was, $1,500 or something. Anyway, Hillary won a nice jackpot. When you're at the casino, and this is supposed to be, it's in Oklahoma, right across, it's supposed to be the largest casino in the United States. I don't know if it is or not, but that's what they claim. Anyway, she won one time, and so when that's when she was living behind us, in the apartment complex. I don't know how much it cost, but it must, I think, well, the next time I went with her, they have, as you're going between the casinos and things like, or between the hotel rooms and stuff, she was getting, free hotel rooms, all this kind of stuff. And she got us, a fancy restaurant. They're big, gigantic restaurants. All you can eat. And she had 2 free tickets, and we went and we ate there. I love, all you can eat things, but unfortunately I can't eat a lot at one time. I jokingly, I can't really joke with the ex-wife when I'm just having a conversation, because then, she doesn't understand my humor, and then she corrects me or whatever. I think I said, if I became, rich, if I won a big lottery, well, she says, you're not going to. I said, I know. I'm just saying, if I did, I know I'm not going to. Positively, I know I'm not going to. And I said, I said, I can't eat very much at all you can eat it. One of the few luxuries I really have, I'd have somebody there to, I'd always have a stuffed food, there. That'd be one thing I'd have. And then, but, I mentioned that somebody broke our window here. They kicked a football or a kickball or something that was left by some kids out there. She's convinced that the 2 kids that live upstairs, they're like maybe 9 and 6 or something, boy and a girl. I said, no, they didn't do it. It's their ball. And 2, they've been out there with other, like I mentioned before, here at this apartment complex. We never saw kids. I didn't think that. I thought, do these people? I'm joking, but do these people not rent to people with kids? We never saw them. As soon as these 2 little kids moved in, there was all kinds of kids out there. They made friends, and the other kids, instead of being in there playing video games or whatever, they're out there playing all the time. But 2, and they leave a bunch of their toys out there, squirt guns, all kinds of stuff, big ball. But I've been waiting for them to break a window because they bounce it off the walls, and I thought there's no way, the way the windows are arranged here, and everything, they're going to break a window. A window broke, and of course the ex-wife is convinced they did it. And I said, no, they didn't do it. One, that thing was kicked so hard, I heard the boom when that thing was kicked, and I don't know if he's 9. He wouldn't have been able to kick it that hard. because it was boom, and then the glass broke. And then the other thing is, right away, she called it was after hours, called the number, and then telephone answering, or the answering service answers, and they sent a guy immediately. He came. He lives in the place here. But these kids, by the way, in the morning I can hear them when their parents are taking them to school. Actually, it's too early to take them to school. I'm not sure what the deal is. I'm kind of curious. None of my business. Do the parents work some kind of a place where they can take them, and then after an hour or two they go to school, or do they drop them off at grandma's? Or I'm kind of curious about that. My voice is giving out. But and then the same. So I hear them when they're going. The two little kids are yakking all the time to their parents or each other. Same thing when they come home, and they come home kind of late. They, not like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock after school. It's like 6 or 7 or something. So, not sure what the deal is. Maybe their parents have a business or something. But anyway, so the ex-wife called the answering service, and they sent a guy over right away. But the ex-wife is saying, well, those kids, they've been kicking. I said, yeah, I agree. I've been expecting a window to get broke, but they didn't do it. And then I could hear the two kids coming, and their parents behind them, talking and everything. And then right behind them, the maintenance guy. So they weren't even home. And then, of course, the ex-wife, everything becomes, for her, a problem, like, oh, you're sick, what are we going to do about getting the groceries in? I'll make do, my son, he'll bring it, or, she's always, everything's an emergency. Like when this window got broken, she said, oh, that could be deadly to us. What if it was, the power grid went out and it was wintertime and it was cold and they broke the window? We would die. And what was the other thing? It's always, something like that. There's a solution for, Oh, I think I mentioned it already, that she was, yeah, I did, I mentioned, that she hollered, that, oh, if the grid goes out and they broke a window, we would, I said, I would put something up, cardboard, paper bags, I'd put something up over, it would be taken care of. Anyway, I gotta get in bed. Thank you very much for watching.